Today I would like to talk about the jQuery data table plugin and how to be able to do a custom column search. So let's get started. Basically, I have this demo screencast that I did many months ago, and this is the result of it. So let me just kind of show you what we can do with it. So normally you can just search for things by typing in and it'll find those things, and which is very good. So example, let me just take an example of this age column. So if you wanted to find everybody who is of age 22, I can just type in 22 and I get that result. But if I wanted to do a little bit more complex search than that, for example, I wanted to find out all the people who are less than 60, I cannot do it by the way it is right now. So I did update to this code to generate a custom search, and I'm going to show you kind of the result of it, and I'll walk you through it and show you how to do that. So this is the new code, which is basically enhanced code and which does some custom search on it. So for example, I can do a search here between say 40. So this will show me everybody who is less than 40 years old. And if I wanted to do, I can also do something like this. Somebody who is, say, let's say, between 25 and 40. So you can see that. So let me just kind of show you how to do this custom search on a particular column. So let me bring up the code and the relevant changes and I'll walk you through it. So one of the first changes you want to do to the previous code is basically where we get the columns and where on key up on the footer. We are trying to do, in the past, we used to just do this, basically get the table column and we do the regular search, this dot value true and the right. So now what I want to do is this column, particular column is not equal to 3, which is the column which had the age. For any other column which doesn't have the age, I will do the same thing. And for the age column, I'll just do a draw. Okay, so that's all I'm doing. So now the question comes is how do I do the custom search? So to do the custom search, you can do a few things. One of the first things I did was in the footer header, I changed the HTML that I'm putting it for the input, and I added an ID field, so I have a way to access this particular input box. So I put in an ID which is basically the same as the title and replaced any spaces and stuff. And just to give you an idea of what it is that if you look at this and if I inspect this element, here you can see that the ID is equal to age. So when I'm inserting this footer, the one change I've done is to insert this ID element so I can access it. So that's one change you need. And the other change you need is to be able to insert a custom function. And the way to do the custom function is the following. So what you do is make this call function.dataTable extended search, and you push your function, and push the function takes 4 parameters: settings, data, and data index. In our case, we are only going to be interested in basically what we have as data here, and I can show you where it is being used here. So you can see here I'm using it as data, the column 3. So basically it's going to be row by row. It's going to be called row by row. And for that particular row, I'm looking at the quantity value. And here what I'm checking is if the quantity is between the min and the max, I return a true, otherwise I return a false. And this, what I'm saying here is if it returns true, it means that the particular row of the table should be included in the after the results of search, and if it is false, it's not included. So for example, here I showed you I have 25 less than 40. If I do something like that, is going if the value or the particular row of the table, the quantity is between those two ranges, it will return true, which means basically show it, otherwise not show it. And this other code is fairly straightforward. All this is doing is basically I'm getting the value of the footer here because I have the ID, so I can get the value. I'm looking for this index slash, and if it doesn't exist, then I'm basically saying just return everything. and here I'm doing a split and then just parsing this as integers and setting a min and a max range. So, and you can really essentially do this for any other function, and this is how you set up a column custom search. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you want to learn or see some of the videos, you can just basically go to my website and search for this and many other videos. Thank you for taking the time to watch this short screencast.